never stop learning. I talked about Southwest Airlines. I mean, I learned a heck of a lot from companies like Southwest Airlines about culture, about how you organise yourself in a way that really supports the people who work in the business. And Southwest Airlines is one of the most highly regulated industries in the world, and 98% are trade unionised, and still have these most amazing ways in which they organise their culture and the way in which they get into alignment their business and what they say they believe in. So, you know, even when times are hard, do keep on learning, even if it's only crossing London to go look at another company. But there's lots of learning to be had out there. And in my experience, you never know where that really great killer idea is going to come from. If you keep doing the same thing day in, day out, getting on the same bus, coming to the same place, seeing the same people, you're never going to stretch your thinking. So really do that. Always tell the truth and verify. So I'm a real passionate believer in social reporting and social auditing. FRC we were doing it years ago, and we won lots of awards for it. And there's a couple of reasons to do it. One is you find out stuff that you don't know is going on. If you do it right, if you get objective people coming in, assessing what you're doing, you'll find out something. I have no idea. And you can change, you get more control of your business. But I think now, if we want to change the world, more and more people in government and private sector and elsewhere are going to say, prove it. Show us the evidence that what you do really does bring about the good in the world that you claim that it does. One way of doing that is through social auditing and social reporting. Social return on investment is an area that I know Jeremy at SRI UK is developing. But whichever thing you use, I think having the discipline embedded in your organisation of trying to prove and find a language to talk about the impact that your business is having is absolutely critical. And I have found at 15 and at FRC, it was a really good way of getting investment. You know, investors, people who can lend you money, can see through bullshit 10 miles away. And what people like is honesty. Because the processes that we have, particularly at FRC, where they're very well developed now, enable the organisation, the management to make the changes that are needed to avoid big problems. So I would urge you to do that. Know when to leave. There is nothing worse than a social enterprise where the founder is still there 400 years after he or she set it up, the whole thing degrading and decaying around that person. Some people are starters of things. Some people don't like and are crap at running them. As long as you acknowledge that, and you either get someone in to run it or you bugger off and leave them to it. So knowing when to leave, I think is a good skill for any business leader, but particularly for a social enterprise leader where there's more at stake than shareholder value. Most chefs will never give you their recipes. So I'm going to give you this recipe, which is my recipe for social enterprise success. So this is what you need. You need one very clear purpose. You need one set of matured values. Make sure they're your own. Keep them fresh. Never use frozen. One very well thought through recruitment strategy. Get the right people and get rid of the wrong ones. You're lucky if you're small companies now, not employing loads of people. The most difficult thing I've found in running an organisation is other people, and managing them and their stuff. Make sure you get the right one. One completely bought-in board and leadership. This may not be relevant to you guys here, but through the cat's pajamas, we met hundreds of people from charities wanting to come down the road that we had gone. And you say, well, have you talked to your board about this? No, they're wankers and they're not interested. Well, forget it, it's not going to happen. You have to have the buy-in of everyone, because it's not easy. One team of best quality people, hard-boiled. I think you have to be really tough to run a social enterprise, because not only are you trying to make money, you've got all that other stuff as well. And there's the expectations of the world that are much higher than they are with private companies, in my experience. So surround yourself with great people and get some real hard cases in there. I'm quite happy to live with all that stress. One highly competitive street. If you don't like competition, then you really are in the wrong business. And more, if it's true that this space, the boundaries are breaking down between the not-for-profit world and the for-profit world, what will happen is more private businesses will come into this territory to compete. I think there's great opportunities there, but for those that aren't able to do that, there will be extinction. A ton of hard work. It's really hard work. There's no, I've been banging on there for half an hour. It's not brain surgery, is it? It's really hard work, and it is hard work. A fistful of forgiveness. What we're trying to do is, it's very difficult running a fancy restaurant with young people who have all sorts of issues. People are going to make mistakes all the time on both sides of that, so there needs to be a lot of forgiveness around, at least a fistful of it. A good pinch of opportunism. Business plans are great, and we all need them to a certain extent, but I've yet to be involved in a business where when it actually starts, it bears a huge resemblance to what you actually had written on paper when life happens to it. And mix it up, season well with love, fun, and serve hot. And next slide, I think that's it. Yeah, so those are my top tips, and I hope they're helpful. And if you have any questions, I will dodge them right now.